Greetings, 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 my empathic, spiritual, psychic, starseed brothers and sisters, and other non-binary soul family members. I'm so excited to be here today. Can you feel it? Can you tell? So I wanted to give a huge shout out to Maddie and Jeremiah. And Talia. We have some new subscribers here, which is super awesome. Thank you so much for joining this family and joining this moment in time where we just get to share love. And don't be afraid to share love to each other in the comment section too, okay? So I wanted to, before we get started, I really wanted to take time in this video to address that Maddie and Jeremiah and Talia, all of you have affected my life in such a very deep and profound way. So I am a teacher and a massage therapist. So I work with a lot of adults, and having Maddie and Jeremiah here have really excited me in remembering that all of us are very special, sacred, divine beings at every age, from the moment that we are born until the moment that we are all wrinkly and old. All of us are very much connected to love and have the opportunity to cultivate that love and peace in our life. And it also reminded me of who I was whenever I was 10. And that's whenever I really started to discover myself, to discover the pain of my life, and to discover all of the times that I hurt and knew and had a lot of loving people in my life who helped me learn that pain is necessary for growth, and you have the power to take any situation that is negative or hurtful and to change it into something that is extremely empowering for you. Whether that means creating new boundaries, right? Which can sometimes be hard. Whether it means letting people go, certain situations go, which can be sometimes hard. Or whether it means to learn how to cultivate patience, knowing that with time, and with space, and what I mean is space away from the emotion, right? Space away from the pain, that miracles can happen, that the only thing that is always happening is something different. Change is always going to be happening for the rest of your life. And I reassure you and assure you that we are going to be learning different tools and different techniques to learn how to work with the duality of happiness and pain, or love and hatred, or safety and non-safety. We can use our will, our choices to steer our life. And so you being here with me and being at this page, it helps me become a better teacher. It helps me be more connected with life itself. And so thank you. You were such a gift. You followed your heart, and you found me, and your presence in my life has been an extreme blessing, and such a deep and moving and powerful moment in my journey. So I love you all. I love you. Thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, and from the top of my heart, and from all over my heart, from the fullness of my being. So since we are here talking about how we have a wide range of people that are going to be connecting with us and sharing in this really awesome, positive, loving, empowering energy. Today we are going to be talking about the duality. We're going to continue with our duality, and we're going to be talking about the camera over the duality of the inner child and the divine parent. We have this beautiful picture here where we have a parent, an adult, and a child, and they are at peace, and they are just very connected to each other. One can't exist without the other. Okay, so let's go ahead and hear the messages that were given as this piece of knowledge came through. So it says, inside of you is a parent and a child. So inside each of us is a parent and a child. Both work harmoniously to create an inner relationship that balances the need to be nurtured and the need to nurture. The need to give and the need to receive. Meet your inner child and find your need. Be the divine parent to provide the need or to redirect the focus. The child may need more playtime, nutrition, emotional support, etc. The inner child. This is why the inner child is so important and why no adult should let go of their inner child or to be harsh on their inner child. It's because the inner child has a sense of hope, wonder, and unconditional love. It is the piece of you that is bright-eyed, ready, sometimes a little scared, sometimes tired, sometimes needy, sometimes excited, always innocent, and curious, right? Like that these are all traits of a kid, of like a little kid, and these are the traits that are, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Hold on one second, because I'm getting a phone call, which I'm just gonna let go, and I'll call them back later, right? So let me just hold on one second. So, that inner child never goes away. We've all been kids. Like, even though I'm a big kid, you know, I'm an adult, but I have been a kid, and I really love that energy that is inside of me. She's funny. She likes to have fun. She likes to sing. She likes to dance. She likes to be innocent and curious. That is my inner child. So the divine parent, which also exists inside of all of us, is loving, is caring, is grounded, is nurturing, wise, protective, kind, non-judgmental, compassionate, and understanding. So, you know, all of us, even when we're kids, we have our parents, and our parents have good and bad, just like all of us, right? Like, every person that comes here is going to have really, really positive traits and really negative traits, because that's just the nature of life, remember? So, sometimes we learn things that we don't understand. So whenever we are feeling the inner child in us, or whenever we are being the child, and maybe we don't have the right, we don't think that we have what we need, right? Number one, we always have what we need. We always have what we need in order to help ourselves grow and to empower ourselves. So we can start taking some deep breaths and imagining the divine parent inside of us, who can nurture us, who can love us, who can comfort us, who can protect us, who can set healthy boundaries for us, right? Because sometimes as kids we can get a little lost. Like my inner child gets lost sometimes, gets scared, doesn't know what to do. So my example is I had to let go of my business that I co-created with somebody, and it was very hard because I really didn't I knew that I didn't want to be a part of it anymore, but I also was very scared to leave. I was afraid that of what was going to come whenever I left the business behind, right? So sometimes, like whenever you're younger, an equivalent would be like having to switch schools, right? Like right now, a lot of people are not sure whether school's going to reopen, and if we're going to see our friends, if we're going to still have the same friends, like all of these things, right? So for me, I didn't know if my clients were going to come with me, if my friends from work were going to still want to be with me, and if they were going to get work done by me. And it made me feel very scared and very sad and very unsure. So what I had to do was I had to kind of take time, and like sometimes I like to go out into nature, sometimes I like to just chill in my room, sometimes I like to just kind of be by myself just for a little bit, okay? And I let that inner child say what was wrong. And what I said was, I'm scared. Like, I'm so scared. What's gonna happen? And then the divine parent, which exists inside me and exists inside of all of us. And if you tune in to what God, like the purest, the divine parent is loving, caring, grounded, nurturing, wise, protective, non-judgmental, compassionate, and understanding. So whenever I took some time by myself and I let my inner child say, I'm so sad, like I'm so nervous, then I tuned in to like, if the divine parent is here, which it is, what would it have to say? And the divine parent just said to me, or I felt overwhelmed with peace, because I knew, I say the word said, but it doesn't mean that I hear it. I sense, right? I have this sense that everything's going to be okay, that I'm going to be okay, that I'm loved, that I'm always meant for good things, that God loves me, that the universe loves me, that I am a miracle. Do you know what the chances are for a human being to even come to life? It's like 1 in a billion. Like 1 in a billion. That's so special. That's so precious. And that is so much love, to be able to experience life. So my divine parent inside gave me the sense of knowing, the sense of understanding, the sense of non-judgment. So I didn't have to judge myself and say, oh, well, because you're leaving, you're not good enough, or things are going to be terrible. It's like, that's not what that is. Like, be open. So the inner child may have experienced trauma. A lot of us have experienced trauma and may need reassured and guided. So the inner child may have experienced something very shocking, very saddening, very, something that just like made them upset and hurt, trauma. Like that's like if you were to fall down on your bike, like you would experience some physical trauma, that your bones would experience that, or your skin would experience that, right? If we hear people yelling and fighting, sometimes that can cause some trauma to the ears and the brain, because it makes us think certain ways that are not happening within us, that we're just kind of watching happen. So anyway, the inner child may have experienced trauma and may need reassured and guided. This child may feel helpless, abandoned, neglected, afraid, angry. Now these emotions are going to create a lens, the lens of anger, the lens of abandonment. And it's going to create an operating system or a reality or a perception. And that perception can create a lot of imbalance on the inside. So you may start to feel more angry and sad more than you feel happy, okay? The point is to find a balance of both, because each serve a very special purpose in terms of us being strong, us being bold, us being brave, us being courageous. Like, in order for us to be able to feel brave and strong, sometimes we have to overcome something to get there. So call upon the divine parent and its loving spirit to nurture and calm the child, to calm the anger, to calm the upsetness. The divine parent creates possibility solutions that can help the child grow into the divine parent and adopt its loving energy. Love the child and be the child, wonderful, innocent, unknowing, and pure. Love the divine parent, kind, loving, and wise. So though even some of us are children, and we have to access our inner parent to help us become empowered, you know? Now, the interesting thing is that as you get older, you'll find that some adults, some parents, they have to connect to their inner child. They have to do the opposite, right? Because that's how it works, the balance. Sometimes when adults don't access their inner child, they can become rigid and inflexible, and they can just be kind of tough and like hardened because of how many things they have experienced in life. And we're not talking about divine parents, we're just talking about people, human parents. They can get a little stiff and lose a little bit of their funness. I can reassure you that losing your funness is not a good feeling. Losing that sense of your inner child is equally as sad, is equally as hard, is equally as frustrating. Because at the end of the day, all of us want to have fun and laugh and just have a good time. We all really do. But sometimes we get taught that adults can't have fun, that they have to work, that they have to be hard, and that they have to take care of everything, and sometimes they forget to take care of themselves. So, you know, sometimes for kids, they have to go into their heart and call upon the spirit of the divine parent to help nurture them in their time of need if they feel lonely. And sometimes when you're a human adult, sometimes you have to call upon the inner child to help you understand what you're really feeling. You know, I had to call upon my inner child for me to know exactly what I was feeling, which I was feeling scared. And what? Adults aren't scared, right? That's what they tell you. Adults aren't scared, but adults do get scared because we're humans, just like you. You know, just like we're the same. But we've just lived a little bit longer. We've been around a little, a little bit to a lot of bit longer. So know that everybody here, any body that you're looking at, every single one of them has that inner child and that divine parent. And each of our journey in balancing the two and getting to know the two and allowing the two to work in harmony to create a very happy and loving and exciting experience, a blissful, godly, spiritually exciting experience, only comes whenever we are able to balance it and to access these inner parts of us. So here's the picture. The duality of self, the inner child and divine parent. I'll read Michael's message one more time and then we'll wrap it up. Inside of you is a parent and a child. Both work harmoniously to create an inner relationship that balances out the need to be nurtured and the need to nurture. The need to give and the need to receive. Meet your inner child and find your need. Be the divine parent to provide the need or to redirect the focus. The child may need more playtime, nutrition, or emotional support. The inner child has a sense of hope, wonder, unconditional love. It is the piece of you that is bright-eyed, ready, scared, tired, needy, excited, innocent, and curious. The divine parent within us is loving, caring, grounded, nurturing, wise, protective, kind, non-judgmental, compassionate, and understanding. Sometimes the inner child or a human being may experience trauma, and the inner child may need to be reassured and guided. The inner child may feel helpless, abandoned, neglected, afraid, and angry, or may tell us that the adult is feeling helpless, abandoned, neglected, afraid, and angry. This is a trauma experience-based perception that can create a lens, operating system, reality, or perception. The inner child can create much imbalance in our lifetime if it does not get the appropriate attention by the divine parent, if it doesn't get the nurturing. So if this happens, call upon the divine parent and its loving spirit to nurture and calm the child. The divine parent creates possibility solutions that can help the child grow into the divine parent and to adopt its loving energy. In return, the parent and the human parent can also very much benefit from calling upon the inner child in order to gain clarity in a fear situation, or to call upon the inner child to play some of your favorite games, a board game or tag, or to do something that will kind of bring some fulfilling and loving energy into yourself. Love the child and be the child, wonderful, innocent, unknowing, and pure. Love the divine parent, kind, loving, wise, protective, compassionate, and knowing. So I hope you all are going to have a wonderful day. I have so much love for all of you. Do your best, and that's all anybody can ask you for, just to do your best. And yeah, remember the duality. Remember that we live in a space of duality. So enjoy the ups and downs, learn from the downs, learn from the ups, and just keep growing, keep being you, and know that you are infinitely loved, infinitely loved. Don't forget to pray. Don't forget to sing your favorite song. And actually, one thing that Michael had asked for me to do today is to sing a song that I wrote, and it is a gratitude song. So you can have the song wherever you go, if you can remember it. Thank you, thank you, ooh, thank you. Thank you, birds and the bees, the mountains and the trees, for bringing me back to you. Thank you, sun way up high, the eagles in the sky, for bringing me back to you. Thank you, moon up above, and the stars that I come from, for bringing me back to you. Thank you, God in me, in you, and everything, for bringing me back to you. Whoa, thank you, thank you. Ooh, thank you. So thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day, beloveds. Be loved. Be loved today and every day. Bye.